Hello, this is Katie Oshiwanita with Harmonizing Journey to Realignment Seminar and Sessions, um, looking at the HJR Insight of Islam. So, Islam seems to be a catch-all term for a variety of religious organizations, somewhat like Christianity is a catch-all term, right? We have a lot of different types of Christian denominations, right, and variations, all putting themselves under the umbrella of Christianity, right? Islam's the same way. From my days of studying Moorish American history, Islam originally meant I, self-law, am master. The word Allah meant arm, leg, arm, head, in reference to the embryo of the creation. Muslim was another name for the we as a manifestation of God's first eternal I, you, me, we, us, they, it, are a living expression of it. Capital I, capital T. That was the vestige left of the original Law of One teachings that got removed in thousands of years ago. Again, as always, take what you like and leave the and it's down publicly, so anybody can look at it if they get upset with me. This is where I'm at. I'm willing to relook at things if somebody has a very logical, straight, argument. Looking at the etymology of both Muslim, M-U-S-L-E-M, and M-O-S-L-I-M, and I-S-L-A-M, they're basically the same word with dialectical variations. One could, which is what I just looked when I was doing the actual, actual YouTube, not YouTube, Google search. One could interpret the submission to the will of Allah as Islam. I, self-law, am master of my Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. In other words, I have to submit to what I have created as spirit within flesh. How do I do that? What laws of nature do I need to know to live as a spirit within this domain of existence? How can I ultimately make my way back out of this domain? I have I have a deep respect for Tarek Bay. I may not agree with everything, sorry, everything he says, but again, I have my adult undies on, right? He brings through a lot of the truths about what Islam means. He also gives the history back to the Moors, who have been following the quote unquote Black Lives Matter agenda, an agenda that has been teaching a nation to be a crayon color, living in a dangerous, bigoted VV game world, separate from the nation states of humanity. And Taj is really good explaining this in detail, and he's a Moor, or what would be considered black. And on the blog post here, or I have a video playlist of really excellent, especially for you Moors out there that think of yourself as crayon colors. Really, really important for you guys to watch this, to really know who you actually really are and not get caught up in the little demonocracy game that's going on. Um, that you actually really do matter as a human being, first off, and that you are an American, 100%. Lineage is American. Um, but anyway, that's I've had other posts where I got a little bit more into that. Okay. So if YouTubers watching this, in the description, I will have the link to my harmonizingjourney.com blog post that you can pull that up and get the words as well as the video links. The Quran, or Quran? Yeah, Quran. Quran is a great book with many truths that noble Drew Ali, a Moorish American, brought back to humanity in around 1913 as the Koran Quran. Okay. He went through it and he did his through his guidance and his divine relationship with spirit kind of worked to clean up some of the messes that got it in it. Taj Tarek Bey discusses this and much, much, much more in the above playlist. We are now looking to address the dogmatic version of Islam slash Muslim religion that follows Sharia law, a religion that believes in the sword, believes in the sword to comply. Anyone who doesn't believe is an infidel to be killed. That's not cool. Not cool at all. Not to, and then on the post, I have more about Noble Drew Ali and to a website that talks about the history and more information. And for the Moorish Americans that still think of themselves as a crayon color, that think they're black, really important for you guys. Really important for you guys to learn your history and who you actually are. And you're very powerful, actually. Very powerful. Um, we have allowed, to continue, we have allowed mass migration of people who see us as the enemy to be conquered. What is sad is that not all Muslims think this way. Many love the country they have migrated to and want to escape the harshness of the one they were born in. And we know all over the world, especially in those Muslim countries, it's bad. Also, converts who see the truths in what, and also, there's a lot of converts, right? People that weren't born into to Islam, but very much love the Quran teachings and have made it their life, right? They're converts. They're good. Most of those are really good people too. But as long as there is a militant draconian control over the religion, that is an issue. It is a dangerous religion for anyone not following its dogmatic Sharia laws. I know not all of them follow Sharia law, but it's still there. That's the problem. As long as it's the sword over the head, so to speak, um, it's an issue. And I want to stress that I I do see the good in Islamic teachings. I do not want it forbidden or anyone hurt for it. I do want Sharia law forbidden, but I don't want Islam for or Muslim to be forbidden. I personally may not follow it, but I respect those that do because there is a lot of truth in the Quran, probably more so in the Koran Quran, but both have good information in them of what I've so far been able to study. And in my blog post here, next is a discussion between Christian and Muslim women. I really like this particular YouTube channel, by the way. She has a variety of different topics of women um, from wide ranges of areas of opposites coming together, and it's really awesome. So I really recommend her YouTube channel. Um, and I, of course, anyway, you have to get on the blog post to get that information. I can't read it. It's Dr. Somebody. Anyway, they are they are beautiful people. I think true Muslims are just awesome, beautiful people. They deserve to be here and respected. They were not pushed, and these particular women were not pushing their agenda on others. I am in support of any religion that doesn't push its way on another. Summary. Excuse me. My biggest concern is mass migration that is intentionally working to undermine the country to which they are migrating. That's my concern. That's the big thing here. And that's a huge thing right now. That is what has been happening all over the world, right? A person is not, so a person is not racist for wanting to uphold and live by their own country's values. That people don't have to conform to these mass people migrations, people coming in. It should be the other way around. You're invited in as a guest, supposedly. You're not going to go raid, a guest goes to somebody's house. They're not going to go raid somebody's refrigerator or whatever, or take up camp in somebody's house. That's rude as the day is long. Well, that's what's been happening. It's not okay. All right. All right. We may need to re-examine what our countries stand for. I think that's important. And make new decisions about what we are as a nation, and as spiritual beings. I think that's a good question to ask. I am looking forward to hearing your thoughts. What win-win world do you want to create, right? I'm not into the blame, shame, VV game, all that business. I'm in, okay, what's the facts? What's actually been crystallized and manifest? What can we do within that? What do we always need to go back within ourselves, within our internal, eternal core of our being? What do we want to shift and change? What what is the momentum we have built up and crystallized that we don't want? How can we slow that momentum down? Breathing. And then what do we want to put in its place? And being that we are I am biofeed interface system, we are all interconnected. We are an I and an amnest together. You can't just selfishly me, and F everybody else, right? Because everybody else is at some level an integral part of your personal planetary morphogenic field structure. So how can we harmonize the I ams together, right? Okay. And I want to hear people's thoughts on that, and ideas maybe even for me to do future um, discussions would be awesome. And even some things to ask in the HJR Insights Tarot Show would be awesome. Next one is on, I want to say the 24th, the last Tuesday of this month. I look forward to that. And just wanted to, and speaking on that, Harmonizing Journey to Realignment Foundation Series YouTube live shows. Please check those out. Um, Introduction to Kilanta, Mastery of Kilanta, and HJR Insights Tarot Show. Um, Typically, right now I've got it where the Introduction to Kilanta is the first Tuesday, Mastery of Kilanta is second Tuesday, and then the HJR Insights Tarot Show is the last Tuesday of the month to do an energy forecast for the next month. And it starts these shows start at 8 p.m. Well, currently right now EST. Next month will be DST, Daylight Savings Time will be beginning, so it'll change for that. For those that are international, going into Google to find out what is 8 p.m. EST or DST my time. And okay, I also do private HJR sessions, Harmonizing Journey to Realignment sessions. Harmonizing Journey to Realignment utilizes Kilanta and Tandria Hura mechanics. Both sciences are the original organic first creation mechanics. Also, there's a lot of the organic original Allah, what Allah was from a Kilanta perspective. And she gets a lot of detail, by the way, on that one. Totally in alignment with Taj Tarek Bey. Taj comes at it, and Noble Drew Ali. They come at it from their perspective of where they were at the time. Aisha brings in the Guardians, bring in their ancient old Kilanta, where that stuff came from in the beginning, putting it all the arm, leg, arm, arm, leg, arm, head, something like that. Or anyway, um, all together. But both, okay, so both sciences are the original organic first creation mechanics. The mechanics work with the organic light body and plasma spirit body structure to bring you back to your organic first creation mechanics of the eternal domain of the all that is. Aya, aya. This technology realigns the artificial finite second creation Fibonacci tube torus net Earth program with its natural, perpetually renewing organic ascension new Earth expression. And we also have HJR Grid Keepers Community Membership Program. Harmonizing Journey to Realignment defines a grid keeper as one who mindfully develops a personal relationship with their clan spirit family or family tree of consciousness for those following my introductory work, which is their authentic expression. The grid keeper then consciously aligns their lone harmonic authentic eternal expression with the core of the earth plane for healing and mindful co-creating with all life everywhere as the eternal God source first eternal Aya embodying a new earth now. Other names for grid keepers are healers, spiritualists, chaosers, abers, and grid workers and gatekeepers. Gatekeepers. I also have the HJR Grid Keepers Handbook PDF and paperback from Lulu. The links in the PDF, as well as HJR Seminars series page on the harmonizingjourney.com website has the information, has the PDF for this HJR Grid Keepers Handbook, as well as information on the YouTube live shows. We also have Waking in Alania book series. While the story appears to be a typical science fiction tale, it is actually a piece of Earth's ancient hidden history. Much of the past I had remembered through my affiliation with the freedom teachings of Keelantic science. The rest was through the characters' lives in the story shared through me. Kara, Eshwa, Ganado, Prince Kaldor, Queen Asana, and even General Damien all have a place in my heart. I was glad I could get their story down on paper. These books were a long time in the making, and I'm still are working on my third one. I hope you enjoy reading it as much as I enjoy writing it. May you be your whole oneness self, co-creating with the elements of life around you. There's also a page specific just for Waking Alania series with more details about the book. Also, through Lulu. And if you're domestic and within the United States, then you can get it through Amazon. I have an issue with the bank with international. So yes. Okay, guys. Please like and share this post on all your social media platforms if you can. I would really appreciate it. Um, I am also, oh, and of course, whoever you think would be interested, I am also looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the discussion, ideas, things for me to look at, and talk more on in the future from this harmonizing journey to realignment perspective. Please subscribe to the Harmonizing Journey blog if you haven't already, as well as YouTube channel. Donations, of course, are always appreciated. I am not monetized on YouTube, and this is how I sustain and maintain is doing this work. All right. So with that, thank you so much. I'm thinking I may be getting this out before the next HJR Insights Tarot show. Which will be, I want to say the 24th. I think it's the 24th, um, at 8 p.m. EST. Hope to see you then. Much love and peace. Thank you very much, and talk to you later. Bye.